Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, December 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call Friday, tomorrow night, at around 9 p.m. Eastern. So our egos will not allow us to see the reality because it says, I'm separate. See, this is part of the illusion for us that we have on this planet. That the ego keeps us from really seeing the reality that the illusion of separation is an illusion, that's all it is. So that the ego wants us to believe that we are separate. And the moment, it's like the moment the tree thinks it's separate from the earth, it starts dying. And the tree has to know that it exists only as an extension of the earth. Then it is nourished and fed by the earth. Only then is it at home. Also, it's the same with us. This world is filled with people who feel they've lost their way. I've just talked with a being this morning who feels that they've lost their way, that nothing makes sense to them. So many people are facing challenges. We all do, right? It's accelerated because of the massive transition the planet's going through. Many are facing divorce, drowning in bills, cannot sleep, massively overweight, deeply depressed, eating dead food, deeply unhealthy, and perhaps they've lost a family member or their soulmate or even their house, financial security, or worse, the hope for a better future. And we know, because I don't believe that any of us are exempt from any of those things, and that life can get really, really, really intense at times, and that some people feel they have even lost their minds. I've witnessed this as well. I'm sure some of you have too. And when it comes down to it, we have all experienced some form of loss. Yet, whatever it is that we lose along this grand adventurous journey, no matter what it is, we must choose to also realize that it is a precious gift, teaching us the sacred art of letting go. Now, I've had people say to me, well, you say I love somebody and I let go. That means that they won't love me anymore. And people have these worries, these fears. Letting go means that I'm giving up, or I'm just letting it go. I'm going to lose it. And that's not true. You're letting go because you don't have attachment. Once you have eliminated the attachment, okay, and you've let go and you freely surrendered it, you'll be free. Doesn't mean you won't be loving that person. It just means that you're not attached to that person. Do you see what I mean? But when we're attached to others or to anything, we enjoy it, right? We enjoy the experience. But we're not attached to it, so we don't suffer. Okay? We've all suffered. A little bit, average, a whole lot. So we know what that means. It's not like we don't know what it means. So we would like to whatever it may be, whatever it is that we're attached to, we'd like to set that free so that we don't suffer. And that's the way to do it. And that's the teacher. And the ultimate truth here is that we all know, I think we do, I believe we do, maybe some don't, in their own way. But we cannot take anything with us when we leave these bodies. Zero. Zero. There are no cell phones, emails, bills, car payments, or bank accounts when we leave the body. There is just love. Pure, deep, eternal love. And an eternity of time to enjoy it. When this body we're in, right, has served its time on this earth and is done here, we take nothing with us but our own life experiences, love, and consciousness. So our life experiences, love, and consciousness are the most precious items that we are carrying right now. So doesn't it make sense that we make them our number one priority over all of our ego's needs, fears, wants, wishes, demands, and desires? We will find that our life suddenly becomes much easier, sweeter, and simpler to live. We enjoy things. All of us do. Okay. We do get attached to things nostalgia-wise and stuff, and memories and keepsakes and whatever they may be. Whenever we use them or touch them or look at them, that good feeling comes in. And this is why we attach ourselves to some things. I'm not saying it's a negative. But say that you lose. Have you ever lost something that you really cherished, or that you, for you, okay, that you really enjoyed? Something, whatever it might be. How did you feel? Did you suffer? Did you feel pain? Did you cry? What was your response to it? Now, on the flip side, you could say, when you're not attached to something, but you enjoy it, you have it with you, okay? You know that it's not, you will not have it forever. You know that you will eventually leave the body and it stays here in the material physical world. Most likely someone else gets it, or wherever it ends up. But you enjoyed it. And that's what this is all about. It's temporary, is my point. All of it. Everything is temporary. The only thing that's not is our life experiences, love, and consciousness. That's it. They're the most precious items that we are carrying right now. Not the material, not clothes, not vehicles, not homes, none of that. Not money. It's our life experiences, love, and consciousness. Now, obviously, all of us, at one point or another, need some guiding light to show us where to go in this life. This greatest light I've ever discovered was not in the outer world, yet deep inside at the very core of consciousness. The light of pure awareness. Now, if we look close enough, we will see that it has a direct, consistent connection that is flowing to and from the actual God source itself. We could miss experiencing this amazing connection because we're paying more attention to our thoughts about it instead of the actual light of pure awareness. So we can simply place our attention only on pure awareness and nothing else. See what happens when you try it. You can try it for a few minutes. Notice if something shifts in how spiritually connected you feel inside. Oftentimes, the moment when we forget about our brilliant light of awareness, the mind instantly takes over, tends to point itself towards its desires. Not yours, its desires. It wants to achieve things to be happy, successful, fulfilled, and or heal negative experiences from the past. As it believes, these are the main reasons why we are not happy today. Yet these aren't the real reasons why we continue this habit of remaining caught in some emotional gutter. The real reason why we remain stuck in yesterday's old news is because we haven't learned how to create a solid, trusting connection with the God Source, the source of absolute, deep, eternal love. We have forgotten that the God Source is real, that it's instantly available, that it's here right now, super easy to access, and the great golden secret, how we can all truly enjoy this precious life again. We cannot fail at anything in this life when we are feeling connected with this great, deeply eternal loving source within us. When we are feeling our soul's natural connection with it, we relax and start asking ourselves deeper questions like, why am I really here? What's the most enlightened thing I can do with my time? What can I do to live out my life's mission? When we are feeling into our sweet, supportive spiritual connection, we instantly stop complaining. We let go of our demanding, abrasive ego and start appreciating what is. What is the God Source? It's the God. It's pure consciousness. The cosmic energy. The highest form and frequency that there is, by far. That's the God Source. You, in that body, are the God Source. God Source is not up in the sky. It's within us all. That's why we're all gods in these bodies. Pure consciousness. Awakening, it means that you discover that you're the God in the body. Awakening the God Source within is quite simple and really boils down to giving up our resistance to our connection with it. Because most of us resist it. Do we do it on purpose? No. We just unconsciously resist it. And as we investigate further inside ourselves, we can find places where we could start relaxing more about life. Wouldn't that be great? And opening our hearts to trusting in life more and more and more. The God Source is everywhere. There's no place or time we can find to escape from it. It is us. The task, then, is all about letting go of our resistance to its great unending love. Some of you have seen bumper stickers, right? You're driving along, you kind of look down. You're driving, you're behind a vehicle, you look down, there might be a bumper sticker there. You might read it. You might get a kick out of it. Okay? It might be a message just for you. For instance, one bumper sticker said, life is the school and love is the lesson. When we open the heart to trusting in the energy of deep eternal love, we begin learning the most important lesson we are here to learn. How to fully embrace, accept, and appreciate who and what we really are. We were not born to just tolerate our lives. We're here to celebrate, love, and embrace everyone and everything in it. When we stop dwelling on how we were wronged, how messed up we are, or wounded we are by our past, we create a space for love to come in. Then we can start using our creative energy to enjoy feeling how deeply, eternally loved we are, and amazing it is to be alive. We can't drink the tap water here because it's so bad. It give you cramps in your stomach. I don't know if you guys, some of you had that experience, but you can't drink it. I mean, you can, we don't even use it to cook with. So this friend of mine has a water company, and they deliver the water. The one water guy has hurt his shoulder. He's an older guy. He's been delivering a while. And he had hurt his shoulder, but he had to pay the bills for, he had to work. So I gave him a pain patch for his shoulder. I just put it on his shoulder. He pulled up his shirt, put it on his shoulder. Just at least alleviate some of that pain that he's experiencing. And he's out there, shoveling these 5-gallon jugs off of a truck into people's homes, so on and so forth. Those are things that the God source that we are in these bodies, the God, this is what we do. It's our natural state of being for others. It's, that's when it begins with a sincere willingness to let in love and to trust love and to allow love in whenever given and to welcome the vibration of feeling lovable. This willingness is what allows us to stop defending and protecting ourselves, which a lot of us do. We defend and protect ourselves. All of us at a certain point, one point, shape, form, or another, we have broken hearts. We experience interactions with other things and people where we're hurt, our feelings are hurt. We're very sensitive, and we experience these things. So what do? Most of the time, we will withdraw. Right? We put like walls up around us, our hearts, because we don't really care to have that feeling again. So a lot of us we're actually protecting the ego, not really ourselves. So to trust love, to allow love in whenever given, and welcome the vibration of feeling lovable, this is a willingness, and it is what allows us to stop defending and protecting ourselves from any possibility of future pain. We forget to be afraid of life. We forget to be afraid of life, of people, of taking risks, of creating intimacy, and getting hurt again. With just a little willingness to let in deep eternal love, we begin feeling more open, vulnerable, and excited to allow even more amazing and abundant experiences into our lives. This willingness to let in love is a huge step. And with it, we realize just how beautiful, childlike, and tremendously innocent we all truly are. This life is the greatest learning experience there is. And it's always going to be teaching us what we most need to know about ourselves. Everything's an experience. The experience of letting in love is founded in the feeling of trusting this life. There is a part in all of us that wants to let in love and trust life more than anything, yet is also skeptical, doubtful, prideful, or may not believe that we're lovable. Now, we may have 1,000 reasons not to trust in life or love. And it may feel, more honest than us doubting ourselves, others, and continue to protect ourselves from trusting in anyone or anything. This is how the connection of the God source gets blocked. It can be quickly shifted, however. This happens by simply relaxing our body, mind, being, willing to trust in how good it feels to trust again. Slowly, we will actually become more trusting, more open, honest, available, receptive, and eventually start feeling in our soul's direct connection to the God source again. Remember, inside the soul is the God. The ego exists only in clinging, in possessing things, in dominating things. When there is no domination, no desire to dominate, no desire to cling, no desire to possess, that's when the ego starts evaporating. So I invite you to try a little experiment on yourself this week. Consider that your grand soul purpose in this life is simply to trust in every experience you are having within. Trust in every feeling, every thought, belief, emotion. Trust in your intuition, and each situation you're a part of. Trust so fully and deeply that everything inside of you relaxes completely. Watch how your mind and ego tend to resist trust at first. Yet in time, they will slowly dissolve into it. When our trust is absolute on the inner world, it will overflow into everyone in our outer world. When we trust in ourselves first, and we choose to, right? When we trust in ourselves first, in what is occurring within us is the right experience that we are learning the most from. Making trust bigger than the actual thought, judgment, or life experience is one of the quickest ways to find the God source within you. Right now, this very moment, tell yourselves that it's possible to trust in yourself 100% this week. Imagine you are doing this and embracing the divine being you truly are. The simple energy of trusting in this life is the secret to opening the doorway to the deep, eternal, loving God source. It's really not a tough job if you consider the other possible techniques others are doing to try and reach God, right? So I invite you, challenge you, dare you to fully explore this experience of deep trust. Relax fully into it. Let it spread all throughout your life. So you can start first thing in the morning. Feel that it's extremely safe to let down all your guards today and walk around with a receptive, trusting heart, welcoming in life with a huge smile. Just try it for 24 hours and see what manifests. Remember, you have no expectations or attachments. Explore the sensations of being open, welcoming, accepting with all beings, animals, plants, situations, experiences, and material things. Just keep doing it until you feel it. As we relax into this moment, and we become more open and available to this life, all fears, phobias, pains from the past cannot be found anymore. They are like shadows that disappear when the sunlight enters. All of our hardness, skepticism, melts into this sea of this divine trusting energy. Do not underestimate the magnitude of this simple trusting practice. It is powerful enough to transform ourselves and everyone in our world. There's another huge discovery, great secret, to instantly awaken our connection with the great God source within us. This is for those who find it absolutely impossible to let their guard down and trust anything at all. Now, this sweet secret is to enter the black hole of emptiness inside you and let it empty out yourself completely. Merge with the emptiness, and it will help you let go of everything. Just surrender everything inside you and be free from everything. Let go of your attachment to everything, thought, and feeling you're having. Release your addictions, desires, compulsions, wishes, beliefs into the empty unknown. Throw everything inside yourself into the emptiness till you are 100% empty. Won't be disappointed at what happens next. The next experience that manifests is this emptying out process. Is very liberating. When we are total in our letting go, releasing it all into the emptiness, we create a fresh space for something brand new to enter you. When every hard, cold neurosis is out of the way, the pendulum tends to swing back towards feeling nurtured and nourished by life. The soft, warm, loving presence of your own soul steps in. You feel as if life is holding you so closely, warmly, and exquisitely. The emptiness suddenly becomes very full. You feel as if you've become a newborn baby suckling on the great universal mother's breast. It feels good to know that the great sacred God source is here now, waiting patiently for you to empty yourself out. This is one quick way to immediately reach into her. It's good to know that the magic of discovering this God source within happens in the simple, sweet presence of your own company. When you are truly alone, try these techniques out. Let yourself allow this awesome, indescribable God force pierce through your heart, soul, and consciousness. Your God source energy is already penetrating you. You just simply aren't aware of it. The God source will never reject or deny you. It is always ready for you to open, wanting to move into you. And there's nothing you can do to change this. We must always be aware, however, that the mind is always trying to make something happen. It will try to pave a straight, firm path towards what it thinks God is. Yet, it's this narrow mind habit which causes us to miss God every time. The universal God source is too vast, deep, and enormous for the mind to contain. The moment we empty our mind and let down our resistance to love, we discover how fun it is to bow down to the divine. It's in this moment that the God source flows into us. When we are the most surrendered, still, and in the most humble state of ecstasy. This is our journey. People say that does the journey ever end? No, it's endless. We are this pure consciousness, this God source, that is constantly learning, experiencing, creating. This is what we do. It's our natural state of being. Now, we do this because we have the ability to inhabit an organic life form. That's amazing. We can inhabit it. From its creation all the way through. You really do want to get to a point where when you put that set of clothes on your body, it feels really good. Really good. Exactly the way it is. You begin to pick up things for yourself. You start to understand, okay, so attachment and expectation. Like I told the guy when I put the pain patch on his shoulder, I said no attachments, no expectations. He said, absolutely. But we do get attached, don't we? I mean, we're not brick walls or iron curtains. We are feeling, sensitive, emotional beings. This is why we're here. We feel, we experience. Sometimes not too great, right? Other times phenomenal. And then other times kind of, so-so. Doesn't it make sense that we find the God that we are in the body? We communicate and we commiserate and we establish a very intimate, deep, loving relationship with the God that we are and the universe. But see, only you can do that for you. Really, truly. Only you can do that. Only you can decide to do that. No one else. No one else. No? Because you're the final word. You determine. You say, this is what I'm going to do from now on. And it's not a religion. It's so far removed from a religion. I say this all the time. It's a spiritual. We're on a spiritual journey. Okay? So our real discovery is ourselves. We know the material physical world. We've all been in it for billions of years. We know what it is. We know what pain and suffering is. We know it inside and out because we do. But now, because of the increase in light energy frequencies, we're accelerating that discovery. So what would normally take you maybe 2 lifetimes is now available in this lifetime. That's huge. Wouldn't that be motivational enough for any of us to embrace the God within us? You would believe so or think so, wouldn't you? Not if they're asleep or unconscious, which is basically just bicameral. Now, really interesting statement that Deepak Chopra quoted. And the law of detachment means that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you have to relinquish your attachment to it. This doesn't mean you give up your intention to create your desire. You don't give up the intention. And you don't give up the desire. You give up your attachment to the result. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So when you're attached to something, the outcome of something, right? That's when you suffer. That's where the disappointment comes in. That's where the letdown comes in. This is one of the key discoveries for us, is to let go of any attachments, which I just explained. You're not giving up your intention to create your desire. You don't give up the intention, and you don't give up the desire. So you're not losing it, okay? You're letting go of the attachment to it, to the outcome of it. And you do this in the now. You do it in the now. You do not do it in yesterday or tomorrow. That's the ego mind. That's where we get frustrated. That's where we have letdowns. Because we're attached to things. Outcome, situation. It really is easy, but it's very perplexing for a lot of people. It's scary for a lot of people. To let go, just to let go, right? Oh, you're not in control. Oh, what am I going to do? I've got to be in control of things. I can't just let this go. Why not? It's like, do you know you're standing in your own way from just this great abundance that's been flowing to you always? Never, nonstop? But if you let your ego mind get in the way, you're going to stop it. So you can understand, every one of us can understand this. Attachment leads to suffering. Not the boogeyman. Attachment leads to suffering. Which really means is that whenever we become attached to a desire, belief, thought, feeling, or anything for that matter, we needlessly suffer. And the suffering arises because attachment is an energy born out of fear, lack, disconnection to our God source. You ever experienced it? You tighten your grip on certain desires because deep down we believe we need to manifest them in order to feel safe, happy, secure, or loved. So this overly tight grip on this life simply means we are not feeling the natural connection in our hearts to the great healing source, spirit within, God within ourselves. As long as the mind continues to circulate in this vicious attachment dilemma, we can never truly relax and fully access this ever-expanding, all-loving, spiritual source that radiates at our very core, the God source. Whenever happiness is determined by any thought, feeling, or external event, then we become a slave to it, and the great egoic cycle of suffering begins. Whenever happiness is determined by what? A thought, a feeling, external event, we become a slave to it. And the great egoic cycle of suffering begins. Expectations and disappointments are great examples of how attachment leads to suffering. If the big desire we had today manifests or doesn't manifest, it then becomes the main leading cause of our happiness and unhappiness. The very instant we become attached to a thought, we end up forgetting about love, joy, freedom, and the endless possible things we can be thankful for. The grip onto any thought narrows and eventually blocks our energy, creativity, and vibration, so we cannot perceive any new ideas or options available. So the question is always, it always comes up, right? How can we be passionate about our desires in this life and yet approach them in a non-attached, easygoing way? Good question. It's the middle path. If and when we are too attached or too unattached to our desire, they won't manifest. So we must choose to hold the baby bird in our hand not too tight, or we'll suffocate it. and not too loose, or it will fly away. The real secret is finding our natural connection to the God Source that is always coming from trust, free from worry and fear. Our desires have this natural tendency to manifest faster than the speed of light. When we are walking down the middle of this road, attachment is a habit that we learned from this society. We are suffering because we are gripping too tightly or too loosely on our thoughts. The mind gets hooked into beliefs that say, I don't have the money, the knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire. Or the mind cannot hold long enough onto the idea, feeling that I do have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, and understanding to manifest what I desire. Whatever we believe, period, is what we will create. And thus we manifest this amazing, effortless, manifesting adventure or a perpetual, daily struggle to survive. Join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us up. Take an easy, slow breath in from the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Notice how divinity is always guiding you. It's good to know that your life is always guided. There's a higher intelligent force behind your every thought, breath, and bodily action. You wouldn't be reading this, listening to this right now if it weren't. You may not always feel it, but somewhere deep inside you, divinity is behind every moment of your life. When you're full of doubt, you can experience how the divine support is always here, guiding your heart back home. To feel it right now, start with letting your body become even more relaxed and trusting of this very moment. Fully surrender everything inside you to trusting your body and is safe within this sacred moment. When you totally surrender, all those thoughts of whoever and whatever you think you are can all suddenly disappear. Let everything go of all these thoughts about who you are and allow in the most persistent, consistent trust in life that you can imagine. It just feels so ridiculously good to let go of every little thing and trust in this great mystery of life. Life is so damn perfect. Exactly the way it is right now. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here Friday, December 22. By the way, happy winter solstice. Shortest day of the year. 2023. Around 3:15 p.m. Eastern, continue our global guided meditation call, and around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you.